The presentation synopsis for the Faucets Project. Section 1, the overview. The Earth's global environment faces its most serious challenge, a worldwide water crisis. And while many of us hear water crisis as news headline-styled noise, the reality echoed by various reports from news and science centers validate each other, signaling the crisis is real. Faucets, a multimedia dance drama, was written to highlight, educate, document, and spur activism to address this crisis. Faucets was written by Cheryl McCray, a brilliant and talented writer, dance choreographer, theatric program developer, and campaign activist. McCray is the sister-in-law of the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio. Section 2, current worldwide situation. Just last week, March 13th, 2015, a United Nations report warned that the world could suffer a 40% water shortfall by 2030. That's just 15 years from now, if we fail to make dramatic changes in how we use our water resources now. The report can be found at unesco.org. No longer a third world issue, sources for clean, usable water is an issue even here in the United States. 20 years ago, Californians faced high fines and even jail time for excessive water use. Today, the largest desalination plant in the Western Hemisphere is currently under construction in Carlsbad, California. With an ultimate cost of $1 billion, it is scheduled for opening in 2016 and will provide 50 million gallons of drinking water each day for Southern Californians. Estimates indicate that without this plant, Californians would deplete their resources for usable drinking water by the time that the plant is scheduled to open. Section 3, the Faucets Project. Historically, the arts community has championed humanitarian causes. The Faucets Project is timely, and timely will galvanize the conversation that will drive global solutions. The global, creative, and scientific community scheduled to participate. The music is composed by Walter Bland, credited for being the musical composer for the first Black sitcom produced by African Americans. Bland was also the musical director and composer for the first Black news program as well. Musical production features a newly developed instrument called the vibracans, invented by Gordon Hazelwood, an inventor from Guyana. Comprised of tuned cans, the vibracans has the timbre between the sound of the vibraphone and the steel drum. It's a green instrument. The vibracans was developed initially using discarded cans. In the US alone, enough cans are discarded daily to stretch from New York City to Los Angeles and back. You can see a demonstration of this wonderful instrument in a performance by critically acclaimed jazz musician Roy Ayers on YouTube. Discussion has already begun with a United Nations representative with respect to this project. The project is a natural tie-in to their recent report. Additional benefits will support educational and environmental programs promoted also by the UN. A demonstration of educational inclusion reflected by the program is currently being executed at Beecher Elementary School in College Park, Georgia, where children are being taught musical composition. Their music will be played on the vibracans instrument. The hope is to duplicate this program to benefit at-risk youth across the United States and abroad. In this initial model, the intent is to include some of their music in the Faucets Project. As an additional benefit, youth of the world will be introduced to conservation, and this sets a new tone concerning the protection of the environment. Famed choreographer-director Garth Fagan, choreographer of the Broadway hit The Lion King, has written a letter of interest to be a part of this project. Also, Woody King, director and producer of For Colored Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Not Enough, has reviewed Faucets and describes it as a major work that needs to be done now. Other great artists, many of whom are renowned, award-winning performers, have also expressed interest in lending their considerable talents to this project. They include Russell Ferguson, Adrian Hawkins, Ted Levy, and Diane McIntyre. Twyla Thorpe and Mikhail Baryshnikov will potentially round out the short list of Uber stars for inclusion as participants in this groundbreaking effort. Other celebrities will be included in the production, providing holographic narration. These inserts will cite critical facts that define and characterize the worldwide water crisis. The scientist and team of researchers credited for the discovery of powdered water will head up a panel from the scientific community as a think tank to present viable solutions that can be implemented now. Faucets is set to premiere at New York's famed Riverside Theater. Since 1960, this historic 250-seat theatrical gem of a space is the featured asset of the Riverside Church. The church is pastored by Amy Butler, its first female senior pastor. The theater has served its community by exposing art from every culture. Some 120 performances a year are featured at the venerable facility. Summary. The principals of this great work and campaign are honored to partner with you in bringing faucets to the world. We welcome the distinction that we shall share as the group and team that led this effort, a project benefiting all of humanity. Thank you for your attention.